What's going on, guys? It's Vintage Brian here, and we're back to do a new video on a new series. That's right. Starting with this video, I'm going to be giving you guys a glimpse into my personal collection, and I'm going to be starting this one off with all my Air Jordan 1s. Okay. So for this video, I thought I would do something a little different, change up the background. Usually I have my personal collection in these boxes, but for this video, I actually chose to put all the Jordan 1s in their respective boxes. Now, as of today, my personal collection consists of about 165 pairs of sneakers.
Stop it. Get some help.
Of which 36 pairs are Air Jordan 1s. Damn! So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, starting with pair number 1, we have a pair of Air Jordan 1 Low Sherpa Fleece. Now, I got gifted these shoes this Christmas by my girlfriend, who really liked the colors on the shoe, as well as the concept of having the Sherpa sock liner. I really like the colors on the shoe, but I'm not a big fan of how they extended the Sherpa all through the outside of the tongue. I would have liked it if they just kept it inside the sock liner, but it's a really nice colorway to have, and this is pair number 1. Now, pair number 2 is the Air Jordan 1 Reverse Bred Low. Now, this is one of those shoes that is just a simple colorway. Black and red is something that I have in my closet a lot, so I find myself wearing these colors often. Therefore, having this in the collection is really nice because I can kind of just wear this shoe whenever, not have to worry about keeping them in pristine conditions. And it's a cheap enough shoe where if I wanted to get another pair, I'm not overpaying. This is a really cheap shoe, and if you're looking for any Air Jordan 1s and like the low models, this is a really solid shoe to have in your collection. Now, pair number 3 is the most hyped Air Jordan 1 Low that I have, and it's the Travis Scott Reverse Mocha Low. Now, this shoe I actually had to pay resale for. You can't always catch a dub on sneakers for retail, so sometimes you got to take that L if you really want it and pay high like I did for this shoe. But it's a shoe with really nice materials, a really nice colorway, and it even gives you extra laces to spice up how you can wear them. So, this shoe is a really nice addition to the collection, and I'm glad I was able to buy it. Now, my collection consists of a variety of different shoes, from hyped stuff to even really basic things that sit in Foot Locker shelves, but if I like it, I'm buying it. And Air Jordan 1 mids are actually a very controversial topic when it comes to sneaker community. Some people love them, some people hate them. Me personally, I don't mind them, especially if I like the colorway, which is why pair number 4 is the Air Jordan 1 mid brushstroke. Now, with this shoe, one of my favorite things is that they did not keep it basic. They added this nice painted Nike swoosh up top that looks like you drew it on with a paintbrush, of course, hence the name brush stroke. And they added a bunch of paint splatter across the shoe to really give the shoe some character. Now, I got these to match with my girl, so I don't really wear them too often, but usually when I wear them, it's because she's wearing them as well. And it's nice to have them in the collection, just something different that a lot of people aren't really going to have on their feet because, well, they're Jordan 1 mids. Now, pair number 5 I caught sitting on shelves at Foot Locker, and it's not a colorway for everyone, but I really like the color combination, and it's the Air Jordan 1 Denim Red. Now, I really like the materials on this shoe. I love the suede across the red accents, and I love the denim. Now, my favorite thing about this shoe is that on paper, these colors, they just don't match together. However, the way that Jordan Brand applied the colors to this shoe, for whatever reason, it just really stands out to me. I saw them in the shelves, and for some reason, I really wanted them, and I have them. I haven't worn them yet. I'm waiting for the right fit, but something about this shoe just really caught my attention, and I'm actually really happy I have this shoe. Now, for pair number 6, we actually have a custom sneaker. This was originally the Air Jordan 1 Mid Chicago White Heel. And what I did was I took this section of the shoe right here and painted it red to match the rest of the uppers. Now, I did this because I don't have the original Air Jordan 1 Chicago in my collection, and your boy don't got 2 racks to just go ahead and spend on a shoe like this. So I chose the cheaper alternative, and I took this Chicago white heel and painted this red section so that it would mimic that shoe. Even though it's a mid, it got me through. I pretty much can wear this shoe just like if it was the original Air Jordan 1. So now that I have the lost and founds, which you'll see in a little bit, this shoe can kind of just become a more everyday shoe. And yeah, it's dope having your own personalized sneakers sometimes, even though it's something really small. I like them. Now we're getting into some regular Air Jordan 1 highs. And pair number 7 is just one of those shoes I got to admit I didn't really want in my collection. But it was a really good deal. I got these for under $100 in the middle of COVID because they were sitting in Finish Line shelves. And that's the Air Jordan 1 High Black Satin Gym Red. That's a mouthful. But not the best looking Air Jordan 1. I actually got this shoe because I thought maybe I could do a custom on it, or because it's just a black shoe. This is just an Air Jordan 1 High that I can just put on and really not care too much about. But yeah, Air Jordan 1 High Black Satin Gym Red. Now, pair number 8 is actually a shoe that not a lot of people are going to have in their collection, but Nike's been getting into the sustainability game, which led them to create the Air Jordan 1 Zoom Crater. Now, this shoe features an entire canvas material on the uppers, and this shoe also features a midsole and outsole that's recycled from other Air Jordan 1 soles, which is why you see a bunch of different variations of colors across the entire bottom. And with all these characteristic changes that they've made with the design of the shoe, like the zigzag back here, it's a shame that this shoe doesn't get the recognition it deserves, because I think Nike actually killed it with the sustainability concept as well as the colorway. So I'm happy to have these in the collection, and this is number 8. Now, number 9 is the Air Jordan 1 Bordeaux. Now, this shoe I bought because I didn't really have a lot of burgundy in the collection, and I think that it's a really simple colorway. The only thing I don't like about this shoe, besides the materials, because I think they cheaped out on the materials, is the silver swoosh. To me, it just doesn't fit with the rest of the colorway. If the swoosh was black or burgundy to match the rest of the shoe, I think that the shoe would have killed it. And it does come with some burgundy laces, which, I mean, to me, just don't really make the shoe better. I think they look better with white laces. But yeah, this is the Air Jordan 1 Bordeaux. Now, pair number 10 is just one of those shoes that just looks crazy enough for me to want to buy them. And it's the Air Jordan 1 Biohack. Now, I don't wear this shoe that often. I have worn it before. But this is one of those shoes that has a bunch of colors that technically should not work together. And I think Nike killed it. I think that this is a really unique colorway with some pretty decent materials. They're not the best, but for what Jordan tends to give us, this is not bad. I think that the lime green midsole is something a little different than what you usually get on Air Jordan 1s. So it's a dope concept shoe. Now for number 11, we have the Air Jordan 1 Silver Toe. Now I bought this shoe because A, I took the dub on sneakers, and I ain't gonna pass up a dub on sneakers. Not everybody gets that. And B, because it's a simple colorway with a nice little touch to make it stand out. The silver sections of this shoe do look pretty cool, and make it so that when you do wear the shoe, it's a bit of an eye catcher. It comes with these silver laces. I don't know where the black laces for this shoe went, because I prefer it with the black laces or even white laces rather than the silver. But I'm a sucker for extra laces, so having this as a color option for the laces just makes the shoe that much better for me. But yeah, this is number 11, the Air Jordan 1 Silver Toe. Now, number 12 is the Air Jordan 1 Twist 2.0. I bought this shoe because it's a bunch of neutral colors that I can wear pretty much any day I want to. Black, gray, and white. Who doesn't have that in their closet? But they did do two different things on this shoe that I think make the shoe a little bit more worth it to me. And that's A, the metal Jumpman logo right here, and the fake fur that they put across the black accents here. It's not the best materials, whether it comes to the leather or the fake fur on the shoe, but on foot, they look really good. It is what it is. And this is number 12. Now, numbers 13 and 14 are going to be the same shoe, but one has a nice little twist to it. Number 13 is the Air Jordan 1 Heritage. Now, it's a pretty simple colorway. You got your red and you got your white. You got a little bit of black with the laces and the sock liner. But other than that, nothing much going on here. Materials are okay, but I like the colorway. And it's nice that they give you white and red laces to kind of spice up how you wear them. But yeah, not much going on here. Where it gets really interesting is with pair number 14, which is a custom pair of Air Jordan 1 Breds. Now, this shoe is a really good model to make the Air Jordan 1 Bred with, because it's pretty much replacing all the white sections on this shoe to black. Now, with this custom, it's actually something I haven't finished yet. I was really into it for a couple of days, and then I kind of got bored, and I just haven't gotten back to doing it. The other shoe is still white. So, yeah, it's really nice because I am not paying $900 for a black and red shoe, especially when I have other black and red Air Jordan 1s in the collection. But to be able to make a cheaper alternative that pretty much looks the same, it's really nice. And I like having my own little flare on sneakers. So, you know, when I put these on foot, it's nice to know that, yeah, there's going to be people who have shoes that look like this, but they aren't this one. Now for number 15, we have the Air Jordan 1 Zen Green. Now this shoe actually features a Zoom Air insole, which is supposed to make the shoe more comfortable. I don't agree. I think it makes it worse. But either way, I didn't really have any green Air Jordan 1s in the collection. A lot of people have the pine green ones, and there's actually a pair of lucky green ones that are coming out, I think, next month. So maybe I'll have another pair of green Air Jordan 1s. But with this one, pretty simple. I like the materials. This kind of like suede here that looks like grass, even though it's not. And I do like that they give it a little bit of a custom bottom with a green to red. I don't know why they picked red, but it is what it is. And also like some icy blue around the edges of the sole. Other than that, pretty simple shoe. I don't like the insole, but I like the colorway. And for number 16, the Air Jordan 1 Pollens. Now, I bought this shoe for the same reason I bought the green ones. I didn't really have a yellow Air Jordan 1, so I bought this because I thought I could style it up, and I have. I've actually worn this shoe on a couple of different occasions, and it looks really good on foot. Not the best materials, but can't really knock the shoe. I do think that it looks better with white laces, so I'm going to try that out because I haven't done that yet. But other than that, yeah, pretty simple colorway, and that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Now, number 17 is a little more special. You can technically classify this shoe as a Jordan 1 or a Nike SB, but as the Air Jordan 1 SB Lance Mountain. Now, when you originally get this shoe, it's actually all white. And the purpose of this shoe is that as you wear them, the white comes off to reveal one red sneaker and one blue sneaker. Now, this is modeled after the Air Jordan 1 Bred and the Air Jordan 1 Royale. Now, with this shoe, this one comes all white, but there is another pair that comes all black that does the same thing where as you wear them, the paint actually starts to come off to reveal another pair of black and red sneakers. And one also very interesting thing about both pairs is that if you have both pairs, the left shoe on that one is actually red, the right shoe on that one is actually blue. So you can technically mismatch both of these shoes to make a complete pair of blue and a complete pair of red ones, which is really nice. I did buy these used, so pretty much all the white was gone when I bought them, but I don't have the Air Jordan 1 top threes anymore, so this was pretty much the next best thing. Now, number 18 is the Air Jordan 1 Light Smoke Gray. Now, it's a pretty simple colorway. I do think that they kind of took it up a notch by giving us a little bit of a red here. It's just something different for Jordan 1s. You don't really have a lot of Jordan 1s that have an entire color on the upper and then randomly tack on something at the top here. I do have some custom laces on here that are pretty much black for halfway up the lace and then come to a kind of creamish off-white vintage look. But the only thing I don't really like about the shoe is that this suede is not country croc smooth. Like, do better, Jordan. Hey guys, just wanted to hop in here and quickly remind you guys to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. But not every shoe has to be country croc smooth, which leads us to our next pair, number 19, the Air Jordan 1 Core Purple. Now, there are not that many purple Air Jordan 1s, at least that I can think of, other than the 1.0 version of this shoe, which some people like. I kind of like dark versus light contrast. I mentioned that in my I'm a Manier review, which if you haven't seen is up here. But basically, to me, this is a better shoe than the 1.0. It's a little too dark for me, in my opinion. And I really do like these tie-dye laces that they give you on this shoe. It's just a really nice touch to really make this shoe a little bit different. The only thing that I'm like torn about is the leather Nike AirTag that they gave us. I'm just not a fan of the leather Nike AirTag, but I can live past that because it's such a small detail on the shoe. The colorway is sick. I'm happy to have it. Now for number 20, we've got another women's exclusive with the Air Jordan 1 Varsity Red. Now it's a pretty basic colorway, but I think it looks really good because there's two things on this shoe that make it stand out from a regular Air Jordan 1 with red. And it's A, the teddy bear Nike swoosh here. It has a nice teddy bear-esque material. And then the corduroy tongue. Now, this tongue being corduroy and also being gray is different because a lot of times you don't get a mismatched color for the tongue compared to the rest of the upper. So, number 20, the Air Jordan 1 Varsity Red. Now it's time for number
21.
and this is the Air Jordan 1 Royale. Now, this is one of the OG colorways of the Air Jordan 1, which features a nice upper of black and blue with really good materials. Jordan, when it comes to their OG colorways, for the most part, tend to give us really good materials, really good leather. It's a pretty simple colorway. It does give us some blue laces if you want to match them with blue laces. Not my favorite of the bunch. I like it. I definitely am going to keep it in the collection, but it's just not a shoe I wear too often. I got it for a good price from a reseller, so can't complain. Now, number 22 is a unique sneaker in my opinion. It features a nice little twist on the original Air Jordan 1 Shadow, and is the Air Jordan 1 Rebellion Air. Now, this shoe is pretty much the same colorway as the Air Jordan 1 Shadow, but they've put a bunch of wording and a red X on the back, which is all meant to shed light on the fact that Michael Jordan was actually banned from wearing some of his shoes while playing in the NBA. And aside from the shoe, the packaging is pretty cool too. Features that nice red X as well as the lettering across the entire box that's on the shoe as well. So, number 22, the Air Jordan 1 Rebellion Air. Now, number 23 is the Air Jordan 1 True Blue. I'm not going to put too much emphasis on this shoe because I have a video on this shoe on my channel. So if you haven't watched that video already, it's right here. But yes, really dope colorway. And if you want to see it a little bit more in depth, you can click on that video. But number 23, Air Jordan 1 True Blue. Now, number 24 has some sentimental value to me. And it's because the Air Jordan 1 tie-dye is the first shoe that my girl actually actively wanted to purchase. I know the feeling of trying to get a shoe so bad and trying to do everything you can to get it. Me and her did tie-dye contests and everything to try and win this shoe. Unfortunately, we ended up having to pay resale, but every time that we wear them, we slay. So it is what it is. Number 24, the Air Jordan 1 tie-dye. Now, number 25 is the Air Jordan 1 Patent Bred. Now, you already saw my custom version of this shoe, and you already know I ain't paying resale. But all that's different about this shoe is that it's patent all across the upper instead of just regular leather. So no need to pay $100 for a regular one when I already have this and my custom sneaker. So yeah, not much to say about this one other than the fact that it's not really that comfortable. It's not that comfortable after a while. But Air Jordan 1 Patent Bred. Now for number 26, we have the Air Jordan 1 Yellow Toe. This is also referred to as the Air Jordan 1 Taxi, but the colors on this shoe are amazing. Like I said before, I didn't really have much yellow in my collection when it comes to Jordan 1s. So I had the Pollens before, but now that this one's out, I like this shade of yellow better. I think the overall colorway is better, and they also match my car. So that's a huge plus for me. Number 26, the Air Jordan 1 Yellow Toe. Now, number 27 is the Air Jordan 1 Handcrafted. And what I love about this sneaker is that there's a bunch of different colors on here, but they work very well together. They also give you a two-tone lace right from factory, which is really nice because it helps divide this shoe, make it a little unique. And they give you a quilted sock liner, which is a nice touch to make this shoe kind of a little more premium compared to other Air Jordan 1s, even though this is not a hype shoe, so you can kind of get these for pretty cheap on the resale market. Now, number 28 is the Air Jordan 1 Starfish. Now, this is the only orange Air Jordan 1 that I have in my collection, and the materials on this shoe are insane. It's one of my favorite colorways because A, it was slept on when it came out, but the Air Jordan 1 Shattered Backboards 1, 2, and 3.0 are all shoes that released in the past, and they resell for a lot of money, like a lot of money. And I'm not spending that. Not for a color that I don't wear too often. But when I put this shoe on, it's a very nice shoe. It's very comfortable, really premium materials. And can you really go wrong with an orange Air Jordan 1 that's color blocked like this? I don't think so. Now, number 29 is the Air Jordan 1 Hyper Royal. And this shoe is beautiful. It's a shoe that has blue and gray, but they put them on this shoe in an entirely different way than they did like on the True Blue ones. It looks like you're wearing the sky on your shoes. Like, that's dope. And they give you some really dope materials. They also come with dark blue laces, which I don't know where I put them right now. They weren't in the box. But something to kind of break them up, make them stand out a little more. I personally like the white laces on them. Plus, since it was such a nice colorway, my girl wanted them too. So we both have them. We haven't put a fit together yet, but we will soon. Now we're at number 30. And we're close to the end, but we still got some bangers. Starting with this one, the Air Jordan 1 UNC. Now the Air Jordan 1 I quickly reviewed in my video with the UNC 5s, so you can click that right here if you haven't watched that already. But it's a simple colorway with a nice suede and simple color blocking. It's just a beautiful shoe to see. It's not implemented like the Hyper Royals, but it's simple, and for some reason on this shoe, it really works for me. The Air Jordan 1 UNC. Now, number 31 is one of my personal favorites, the Air Jordan 1 Origin Story. Now, this shoe is if you took an Air Jordan 1 Chicago and gave it a little bit of Spider-Man flair on it. Basically, all they did was they added a icy blue sole, a nice print across the red, and a Nike Air blue tag on the tongue. But it's a nice shoe. I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man. I copped these while I was out in LA, so if you haven't seen that video, you can click on this one as well. And it matches the jacket I got going on. So is there really anything else I have to say as to why this shoe is one of my tops? Now, number 32 takes us back to some of the OG colorways with the Air Jordan 1 Black Toe. Now, this shoe is simple, another red shoe in my collection, but I love the materials on this shoe. They are insane. They're really comfortable to wear. I've worn this shoe plenty of times. I try to keep them as clean as I can because I bought these, I think, for like $400, and I think they're creeping up to like $700 range. I haven't checked it on in a little while, but to replace these is just going to be really expensive. It's really simple. This is a color blocking that inspires a lot of other Air Jordans, like the yellow taxi that I just showed you a second ago. But not much else I have to say about this shoe. It's an original colorway, and this ain't leaving my collection anytime soon. The Air Jordan 1 Black Toe. Now, number 33 is the Air Jordan 1 Dark Mocha. And when this shoe dropped, it was a problem to go ahead and get. Now, at the time when these dropped, these were already selling for $400 because these were referred to as the broke man's Air Jordan 1 Travis Scott. Now, I personally think this shoe has a little bit of character that makes it stand out from the rest, but there's nothing I could do about how people felt about this shoe. And because of that, the hype has only grown. I think these are selling for somewhere around $600 now. I'm happy I was able to get my pair for retail when they dropped. I didn't have the Travis Scotts up until a little while ago, so this was pretty much a nice replacement. I do agree that if you have this shoe, you don't need the Travis Scotts, but that's a personal preference. I have them both. You do get a nice buttery suede here, that country croc buttery, but dope colorway, really nice materials, comfortable shoe. Air Jordan 1 Dark Mocha. Now, these next ones could be considered cheating, but I did say it was my personal collection. So numbers 34 and 35 are the double up of the Air Jordan 1 Lost and Found. Now, I don't have any original Air Jordan 1 Chicago's, so having these, I needed to make sure I had a personal pair that I could wear, and just in case I ended up messing these up too badly, I had another pair to go ahead and rock in the future. Now, this is just the Air Jordan 1 Chicago if you were to take it out of the box 30 years after the initial release. Obviously, this is a 30-year-old shoe, and I covered this shoe when I did my video on the Reimagined 3s. So right up ahead there, you can click that video and take a look at these, as well as the Air Jordan 3 Reimagines. But it's a dope twist on an original colorway, and while I don't have the original colorway, I'm happy to have these, and I think it's good enough. So, the Air Jordan 1 Lost and Found for number 34 and 35. Now, guys, we're here. The final pair, number 36, the Air Jordan 1 Travis Scott High. Now, this shoe has so much hype around it because it's the first Air Jordan 1 that Travis Scott collaborated with Jordan on, and it has this legendary reverse Nike check, which is different compared to the other side. The shoe comes with white, black, pink, and red laces to go ahead and style this shoe in a bunch of different ways. And like I said in my previous videos, that whole aged look is really popular right now. So it features the nice yellowed midsole on the bottom, which I think works with the rest of the colors on the shoe. And you get that dope Travis Scott logo on the back. But guys, this is a shoe that I never thought I would personally own. It's just so expensive that I had the dark mochas to technically replace this shoe. Now that I have them both, I'm happy. This is not the only Travis Scott shoe that I have in my collection, so stay tuned to see the rest of my collection and what else I have to show you guys, what other bangers are in that collection. But guys, the Air Jordan 1 Travis Scott. So yeah, guys, that was all of my personal Air Jordan 1s. Let me know down below in the comments which pair was your favorite. Do you have any of these in your personal collection? And which shoe do you guys want me to focus on next? This is Vintage Brian, and I'll catch you on the next video.